Hi, I'm Braden. I'm a real estate property manager and I use AppFolio. I would give it a 4 out of 5. As a small family business, we upgraded to AppFolio after using a combination of QuickBooks and Excel spreadsheets that we designed ourselves to manage a small rental portfolio of about 15 to 20 properties. Once we passed 20 properties, we started realizing that it was getting pretty complicated. So we started searching for professional property management software. In the state of Oregon, landlord-tenant law is pretty strict. And AppFolio really helps us stay in compliance. Some of the things that I appreciate most is that when you have like property information, say the address, the nickname for the property, it shows up on all documents that AppFolio creates, making sure that it's easy to follow that paper trail. I also love that it has the ability to do everything from marketing to a vacant property all the way to successful move-in for tenants and then move out with all the security deposit accounting that is associated with that process. It allows us to pay our vendors, our tenants, as well as our owners, all via ACH transfer for a really reasonable cost. At first, when we took on the onboarding process for AppFolio, we also liked it because it was just straightforward. Here is our cost, here is what you get. There wasn't a whole bunch of added fees and things like that. We had looked at Yardi as well as a Quicken property owner, really basic property management software. We did not like the Quicken thing at all. And with the Yardi, it was a little cheaper in the forend, but it didn't seem as professional and organized as AppFolio. So we chose AppFolio and have been using it successfully for 8 years. It took a few years to really grasp all the features, and AppFolio is constantly running new features. They're constantly seeking improvement. There is an option for you to submit suggestions in a forum, and other users can actually see those suggestions and put a thumbs up so that it increases the viewability to the company. And then AppFolio proactively adds features in response to their users. So that's something I've really appreciated about AppFolio. So we originally were using Excel and QuickBooks to manage our small rental portfolio. As we grew and became professional property managers, once we passed 20 units under management, it became apparent that we really needed to have a more powerful property management specific software. And AppFolio was the clear winner. When we did a whole bunch of reading online and we really dove into Yardi and AppFolio, those were our top two choices. We had looked at one offered by Intuit. It was a Quicken program for rental properties. It was really too basic. And so we looked at Yardi and AppFolio in depth and spoke with representatives, and AppFolio was just a head above Yardi. We didn't look at any other property management softwares at the time because it just seemed like AppFolio was so powerful and professional. That was 8 years ago when AppFolio was a smaller company and not quite as professional and powerful as it is today. Something we love about AppFolio that helped us choose it was that it is capable to be used anywhere, from any device, any computer, all in the cloud. You can upload unlimited documents, unlimited pictures. It allows you to email and text your residents, your owners, your vendors, and then it keeps a log of those. So if you have to go to court or anything like that as part of your property management process, you can have those documents already prepared with the click of a button. We also chose AppFolio because it does everything from start to finish. When you start marketing a vacant property, you can upload it to about 30 properties, 30 marketing websites such as Zillow, Trulia, HotPads, and many others. It also will create and populate the HTML to put into Craigslist so that it is professional looking. And then you can go from there into the move-in process, where you can charge and bill tenants and owners so that they can make payments via ACH transfers. There's an app available for phones, Android and iOS, that is really good for tenants and owners to be able to manage their tenant and owner portal, where they can submit maintenance requests, they can make payments, they can look at their lease documents or their property management agreement. And in the state of Oregon, where landlord-tenant law is fairly strict, it really has helped us keep in compliance with the statutes. Onboarding with AppFolio was pretty smooth. They had a representative, the same person, help me every step of the way. Admittedly, we did it 8 years ago when their business was a bit smaller and younger. And so I don't know how it's done today, but I presume that it has just gotten better, because so far, just about everything with AppFolio has gotten better. Coming from using my own rudimentary Excel spreadsheets and QuickBooks to manage our rental income in our business, it was really amazing to get into AppFolio, and they have an extensive training process. The person that helps you get set up helps teach you the basics, get you navigating the process. And just to be really clear, AppFolio is in the cloud. So you have essentially unlimited document storage ability. You can store pictures. You can set some reminders about when leases are ending and you need to send a renewal. You can even create leases in AppFolio. And during the onboarding process, they started teaching us each of those features, and then they introduced us to a library full of really helpful tutorials, how-to videos, to help show you how to use AppFolio to your best ability. The hardest part with onboarding for us was getting out of the mindset of Excel and QuickBooks, and turning into a broader picture with better accounting processes and the accounting services that are involved in that. We actually have hired a bookkeeper and had her learn how to use AppFolio. And for the most part, she said it was a really smooth process. She started doing that about 3 years ago, and has appreciated the smoothness of the process, and when there's a question, how quickly we get responses from AppFolio's support. So when I think about recommending AppFolio to a property manager, I wouldn't have a problem recommending it to any professional property manager, and really anyone with more than 10 units. It may feel expensive at first, but it is worth it. And it combines, when you start looking at the expense of separate background checks, separate credit checks, the expense associated with a separate application fee process. From AppFolio, you can control all of that. Background checks are cheap. They're $15 for the more advanced version. And the monthly fee is reasonable. It starts at $200 a month up to 200 units. And it really has helped us. Another thing that is amazing about it is that you can publish your vacancies to 30 different websites with about the click of a button. The one thing that is really frustrating about that process is the way that AppFolio syndicates with the other websites makes it a little difficult sometimes to take down properties that have rented and are no longer available. That gets pretty irksome. I think another thing about AppFolio that is challenging is it's a tough learning curve. It's like learning a new language. You really have to dive in and learn and practice using it, and you really want to be using it regularly. In fact, I would recommend spending time on it daily for the first couple months, making sure you know how to navigate the processes. It's a very powerful tool, and I would recommend it to just about anyone.